Well, that takes time to pronounce. Anyways, I come from a city known as Calcutta in the eastern part of India. Now, back to the topic. When I was growing up, the only idea I had about Russians was the ones I personally saw in Goa, like pretty much they were doing nothing, just lying on the beach. The other idea I got was from Rambo movies, not really a proper portrayal, I should say. So when I first got an offer to intern in a finance company in Russia, I thought like, should I or should I not? And then one day I thought, okay, let's do it. What harm can it do? It's Russia after all. And I remember it was April last year. I landed in Moscow, and coming from India, which is a very hot country, coming from India, which is a very hot country, it was quite a shocker because when I boarded the flight from Delhi, I was sweating. It was like plus 38. And when I landed in Moscow, it was -5. Like, I saw snow after like 20 years. Like the last time I saw snow was in Kashmir. And so I was seeing snow in an airport for the first time in my life. It was quite amazing for me. Like, it was beautiful, it's amazing. And I think, well, Russia's not that bad after all. And then, as we all international travelers have to, I proceed for the immigration check. Now there, I asked the lady that, could you show me the direction towards Terminal D? I remember her exact reply. She said, I don't speak English. All right, that was kind of nice. So I asked again, like I gestured, like, could you show me with your hands? Like, is it left, right, towards your rear, somewhere? And then she replies again, I already told you I don't speak English. Now, I didn't know how to react to that. I had no comeback for that. So then I began pondering, like, really, if this is going to be my stay in Russia, I'm not so sure how it's going to be. Eventually, over the next couple of hours, I landed in Kaliningrad. I remember it was very wet back then. But thanks to my work, thanks to all the people I meet, I met some exceptionally good people. I remember I was like in the office for just about a week. And one guy offered, hey, would you like me to drive you to Zelnogorsk? I said, why not? Now, I'm in Zelnogorsk with a few of my friends, and then there was a wedding going on in the second floor of the cafe where we were sitting. And in the cafe, in the second floor, there's a music playing, which I think I know this song all too well. And then eventually the song starts playing, and what song is it? I'm pretty sure most of you have heard it. It's an Indian song called Jimmy Jimmy Aja Aja. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard. So I'm pretty shocked, like, okay, this is a 30-year-old song. My dad used to probably dance to that song, so why is it playing in a Russian wedding? I asked my friends, and they say, like, this is really popular over here. And I start feeling nice. Okay, so I'm like 10,000 kilometers away from my home, but I'm listening to a song in public, which I know all too well. Then I meet more people. Like, I have had some wonderful experiences. Like, once I was in the minibus, the driver, I was the only one in the bus with the driver, and he asked me, which country are you from? So I say, India. And the next thing he does, seeing that I'm alone, he starts singing in the bus and asks me to join. So I said, oh, well, why not? There's no one. So let's dance and sing and do whatever we can in the bus. And then when I get down, I still remember it was a minibus from the route 66. When I get down, I offer him, it used to be 70 rubles back then, 17. He wouldn't just take money from me. So I kept on requesting, like, no, come on, it's the bus fare, you should. He was like, no, come on, you're from India, I sang with you, you don't have to pay me bus fare. It's really nice. Then I remember I was at another pub, some guy came up and asked me, are you from Peru? I said, why Peru, of all places? So he said, like, okay, so where are you from? I said, India. The next question, okay, so can I join you and your friends? I said, definitely. And then what he does, he joins me and my friends, and at the end of the night, he pays the bill for all of us. And it's not an isolated incident. Like, I've had these at least 4 or 5 times where I've been to pubs with my friends, and I didn't have to pay a single penny. It's one of the best gifts you can get in any city. So after that, I made some wonderful friends. Some, of course, many more than the ones listed, I would love to show, but it wouldn't fit in one slide. I made some wonderful friends, like people I can call in the dead of the night and ask for help. I know they would be there to help. People I know who are sarcastic to me all the time. Sometimes I wonder if they're insulting me or being a friend, but I know I can trust on them. Someone who's a host of this TEDx as well, the first time she called me was at midnight, and the first question she asked, like, hey, this is my name, so would you like to party? And I said, all right, why not? And the next question is like, okay, so I can pick you up in 5 minutes. Will you be ready in 5 minutes? So that's really cool. Like, you're in a different city and people are calling you randomly in the middle of the night asking you to party. How good is it? How wonderful is it? I have friends I can trust with everything, and I know it won't be in the morning newspaper the next day. I have friends who love Indian food more than I do, which is kind of crazy. But you can see from the photo, like, they're eating Indian food all the while, and I'm pretty much a chef to them. So I made seriously wonderful friends, and I can never complain about anything. Just that one thing started to bother me. Here I noticed that people are always complaining about one thing, which is that everything's good outside of Russia, nothing's good over here. So once you cross the border, you enter some heaven, and as soon as you cross the gates back into Russia, you're back into hell. And I beg to differ, it's not really like that. It can't be like that. I've been here, I just shared some of my best experiences with you. It's a really nice place. I just want to share a story about this. I had a friend pick me up from the airport once when I was coming back from India, and he had just been to EU, and he took his car over there, so he was telling me the stories, like how driving in EU is awesome. Like he said, like the roads are so nice, everybody maintains the traffic rules, nobody cuts your lane. Now, the funny thing is, while saying all of these, he drives pretty much like a madman. Like, I thought there would be at least 2 or 3 accidents by the time I came home. So my question is, if he can drive so well in EU, why can't he drive in the same manner in Kaliningrad itself? What's so hard? You have traffic signals, you have police. Just respect to follow them. You don't have to go to another country to follow the rules. You can start doing it from your own country, from your own city, for that matter. I would never say this to him, but I really find this is probably one of the most core problems I find with everybody. Like, they are always complaining that everything's so good outside. But seriously, do you think you're in some, well, no offense to African village, but you're better than an African village, right? So why are all the complaints? You live a life which is much more comfortable. I've been to villages in India, I've been to villages in Bangladesh. Trust me, you have a much comfortable life than you can ever imagine. You haven't seen people or a whole family surviving on a salary of $1 for a month. A family of 5 surviving on just $1. So you have a much better life. Just stop complaining. Like, look at me. I'm a foreigner here, and I have such wonderful experiences. I want to share this. Seriously, this is something which is very personal to me. I felt it as the best compliment anybody can get. Okay, being an Indian, you know, we have fancies for spicy food and all that. So I prefer to cook my own food, and my friends help me. These are some of the dishes I cook. I remember an incident where one guy, I called him over, he started eating, and at the same time he started crying because of the spiciness. So I asked, like, so if you want, you can stop eating, I'll give you some desserts. He was like, no, I want to finish it. And then he finished the meal, and after that he asked me, can I have some more, please? Now seriously, as a cook, what better compliment can you get? That a guy is crying out of spiciness, yet he wants more. What better? So that's how good your city is. That's how good the people are. That's how warm they are. Now, seriously, as a foreigner, what do I see in your city? I see a beautiful landscape, like you have one of nature's best creations in the Curonian Spit. And about that, I would like to share one more experience. I met a friend and I told her, hey, I've been to your city for like 9 months now. I've heard about the Curonian Spit. I would love to go there someday. And this is the first time I'm meeting her. So her next question to me is, so what are you doing tomorrow morning? I said, nothing, like no plans yet. So then she asked, okay, so can I drive you to the Curonian Spit tomorrow morning? Oh, seriously, how good is that? How cool is that? That you are in a foreign land, you express your desire for something, and immediately it gets fulfilled. How many of you can claim that that happened in any other country? That you made it, you just stated a desire and it was fulfilled at the very same moment. How many of you can? But that's what your city offers to a foreigner. And then you have a beautiful autumn, some very nice beaches. The city is not too bad, it's rather good. It looks lovely at night. So coming back, what do I see as a foreigner? Kaliningrad is the only city in the entire world which provides you a unique blend of, well, I would say not European, let's say Russian, Soviet, and some old German architecture. There's no other city where you can find Soviet and German architecture side by side. And all of you all plan to go to Europe for vacations. Think of it this way. You go to Europe, but in the same way, your city offers a gateway to Europeans who maybe do not have time or money to visit bigger Russia. They can just come over to Kaliningrad and they can see how Russia is. That's what your city offers. It's a gateway to the rest of Russia. It's a unique thing. And like I already demonstrated, people are ready to go out of their way to help you anytime. I've got it so many times, I should just stop counting. And this is one thing I love. Like, I'm different. My religion is different. My culture is different. Nobody ever mocked me for that. Rather, it's appreciated. People rather take interest in my customs, my religion, my beliefs, and they help me with it. Like if I say like, hey, today's so-and-so, so I want to do this, can you help me? They're always there. Like, yeah, I'll be there. I'll take you there. I'll help you do that. That's how cool the people here are. And the best part which I like, seriously, on a Friday or Saturday night, if you want to have a good time, you know you will meet people who will help you do that. You have the best weekends here, seriously. So if I can fall in love with your city in 20 months, I'm sure you can do that. So stop complaining that everything's wrong with your city. It's really not. Open your eyes, make some changes. Like the example I gave, start driving like civilized people. No offense, man. Seriously. Once you do that, once you start the change at your home, I'm sure everything will fall in place. Your city is a great place. It's a beautiful place. I remember when I came to Russia 20 months back, some people back home asked me, like, are you sure you want to go to Russia? Well, after 20 months, I should say, yes, I'm very happy that I went to Russia, particularly to Kaliningrad. So if I can love your city, I'm sure you can. Please stop complaining and do something about it. Thank you.